what is this disease that you had for all these years? You had 31 years. What was the name of it?
Psoriatic arthritis.
Psoriatic arthritis. And can you describe what that did to your body?
Yeah, it totally just took over my joints and inflamed them and made them to the point where at one point I was unable to feed myself. I couldn't do anything for myself. And I had 2 small children. And I was that way. I was in the hospital for 6.5 weeks, relearning to eat with a rubber band on my hand, or elastic, and just a shaped spoon where I just went like this. And then they sent me home in a wheelchair and to figure it out.
So you've been in the wheel, so that you've had it, you said like 30 years.
31 years since I was diagnosed. I've had periods of time where I can walk on a walker, but very few until this year. I was on a walker for, I can't remember if it's almost 12 months or a little over 12 months. But previous years I didn't make it that long. It was only like 6 months.
6 months. So you've been in a wheelchair or a walker for, you said 15 to 20 years? Does that sound about right?
Yeah.
Wow, that's a long time.
Yeah.
That was a long time.
Very depressing. Yes.
In fact, you kind of, when we first started talking to you, you said it was like being in prison, like you're in a confinement and you can't do anything.
Yes, and it's very dark and very lonely, and the pain is all-consuming, and you don't want to be around anybody.
Yeah. So about a week ago Thursday, so it's been about probably close to 10 days, then we found you just outside in your wheelchair, and we walked up and we prayed for you, and you were in all this pain, and kind of what happened when we...
Wow. You guys prayed for my feet. It was you, wasn't it, that touched my feet?
Yeah.
And prayed? And they had hurt so bad it hurt to put my feet on the pedal of the wheelchair. And so it hurt to rest them anywhere. And when you started praying, they got really, really numb. And you said it's God's Novocaine. And I won't forget that. And I was really ecstatic for anything other than pain. So, and then he prayed for my back, and I kid you not, I literally felt a bone slowly slip, not like pop or anything, just slip slowly into another position. And I could feel that my hips weren't uneven, and there wasn't pain there, and I felt more stable. I felt just more stable, and the pain disappeared.
Amen. That's all.
I know, and I just was so much in awe that I barely had words to speak.
Yeah, they were kind of like, what is this? It was
Yeah.
like, it was really crazy.
I was just, I didn't know who you guys were, but, and I was a little scared of what was happening. Well, a lot scared, but, but I was just awed at everything that happened, and it stuck. It wasn't a fly-by-night thing like my one neighbor on the end here said, snake oil.
Oh, I remember that guy walked by, he said it was basically like a all fake or something, right?
Yeah. Yeah, but it isn't. It isn't. I haven't stopped moving since, and it's
awesome.
It's awesome.
That's God's miracle.
It is God's miracle. It
And
is.
then I got to lead you to Christ. That was the most amazing part for me, is I got to lead you to Christ and get to come into your heart, and that was so good.
Yes, and that's working too in my mind. It's changing my thoughts on bitterness and holding on to anger. So
That's amazing.
a lot of my anger was why it used to be, okay, if it had to be me, why so long?
30 years is a long time.
It is a long time. It took away, before all this happened to me, I had 2 small children under 7. I was hiking, biking, canoeing, camping, so active. And then within 2 weeks, I went to the vet.
2 weeks? Is that fast?
Yeah.
And then you've been dealing with it for 30 years since that time.
Yeah. One doctor thought, in the 6 weeks I was hospitalized, one doctor thought it was Lyme disease. Another doctor asked me if I could have AIDS. That freaked me out because I knew my husband was promiscuous. And another doctor, there was so many possibilities. Finally, the last doctor said, "Do you have psoriasis?" Yeah. And he did some blood work, and you have psoriatic arthritis.
Oh, at least you found one that could diagnose the correct thing.
It took me going 49 miles or 39 miles north to another hospital, but yeah, they diagnosed me with the right diagnosis.
Well, what you've met in the last week or so is the great physician.
Yeah, he
Je-
fixed me.
Jesus is a great physician, and it's all paid in full.
You're right.
He paid for it 2,000 years ago. And it does no side effects, and it's
Yeah, and like I was saying, it changed my thinking. So I'm not holding on to that bitterness anymore, and
Jesus.
my thoughts, even when I start thinking bad thoughts about things, I automatically think, why am I thinking like that? And I'm like, what's even causing me to think, why am I thinking like that? But Dave explained that, so now I know it's the God thing.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it's going to get better and better and better. And then you even, your caregiver, you don't need your caregiver anymore.
I don't need my caregiver anymore, but we're going to stay friends.
There we
That's
go.
great.
That's awesome.
Yep.
And then, your activities, some of the stuff you used to do, you're going to be able to do again. That's really great.
Yeah,
That's
it's
good.
slow coming, but I'm impatient and I push a little too hard at times to get my muscles to work more than they want to.
Yeah.
But I'm plugging.
Yeah.
Awesome.
You're going in the right direction.
So I encourage you to just, God's just beginning, and there's so much good stuff coming your way. And so I thank you so much for your story. And the fact is, I want you to stand up and walk a little bit, just to show us what you couldn't do for all these many, many years.
Okay.
Yeah, Jesus. That's amazing. It's amazing. And then I'm just going to go over here. This is the old things gathering dust right here.
Oh yeah.
This walker.
Oh, I had her put my wheelchair,
And there's all these different things like that.
my power chairs.
Yeah,
in
the
my-
power chairs, all that stuff.
in the
Awesome.
bedroom and everything. So
Okay.
yeah.
Awesome. Thank you so much for your testimony.